everyone, Jennifer here, back with another edition of TV Talk. It's Monday, and that means it's Gargoyles Day. And this week's episode was City of Stone, Part 1. Xanatos makes a deal with Demona in order to gain immortality. She promises that she will read off a spell that she stole from the Gmorum Arcanorum, which she claims steals 1 hour of life from every human who sees and hears it, and is how she managed to stay alive for over 1,000 years. All Xanatos needs to do is give her access to the media broadcasting equipment at the now abandoned Pack Media Studios. However, it soon becomes apparent that Demona has double-crossed Xanatos. Okay, things I liked about this episode. I basically loved everything about this episode. Now, this is actually the first part, obviously, of a 4-part arc, which means there are going to be 3 other episodes that we will be talking about that tie back to this one. And there will also be tie back directly to this one. And there will also be other episodes where we can kind of find strings that attach back to this one. But one of the big things I liked about this episode is that we have the 3 big minus Dracon, of course, but the 3 big enemies of the clan and Elisa in this episode. We have Xanatos, we have Demona, and we have Macbeth, although I don't think he comes in until the second episode. Well, officially comes into the second episode. Another thing I like about this episode is that we get, in this arc in particular, and we will talk more about that as it becomes apparent, is that we get backstory on both Demona and Macbeth and why they hate each other and how they both managed to survive for 1,000 years and, where they were between when the spell was cast on Goliath and the others and when we meet them in our time. And again, that's kind of stretched out over the 4 episodes, so we will get back to it. But, or we will cover it in the other 3 videos, I promise. But we do get backstory on that, and I really, really like that because up until I saw this, I was like, okay, how did they survive? Because Macbeth, while he does speak modern times, he will fall back to kind of Old English or Old Scottish, and he does have that very, how do I say this? That a very chivalrous sense of being. He will not attack an unarmed enemy. He will not attack a defenseless enemy. He really doesn't feel comfortable with fighting Elisa. Not that he really has done it as of yet. But he has that old school knight kind of persona about him, which for a show taking place in a modern era is very, very rare for a character who hasn't lived that. So it's like, okay, this can't be somebody who's from his line. I mean, it could be, anything's possible, but something else is going on here, and we get into that here. Also, it's like, what was confused me is like, why did he and Demona hate each other so much? Obviously, they both lived in Scotland probably about the same time, but Scotland is it's not a big, big country. There are other countries out there that are bigger, but it is a big country, and the odds of the 2 of them crossing paths, relatively slim. Something had to have been working there to bring the 2 of them together and then cause something to make them have a falling out. And we will cover that in a later video in this arc. I promise. I just do not want to give away any spoilers. But for right now, we are starting to get little dollops of backstory on Demona and Macbeth, which I really, really like because they are the only ones who well, other than Owen, of course, who we really don't have any backstory on. So we are actually starting to get their backstory now, which I absolutely love. Okay, things I didn't like about this episode. Nothing I didn't like about this episode. This episode is amazing, and it is the first part of a, as I stated before, a 4-part arc, and the second longest arc that I know of in the Gargoyles franchise, and I'm not including the books or the comics in that, I'm just saying the TV franchise. So the longest one was, of course, Awakening, which was 5 parts. This one's 4 parts, so it's 1 episode or 1 part shorter than Awakening. And all the other ones after that are going to be like 2 to 3 parts. But this is the second longest one, and I loved how they did it, how they spread it out over 4 episodes, rather than try to jam it all into 1 or 2 episodes. I felt they did a really good job about it, but we will talk more about that in the next 3 videos, which are part 2, 3, and 4 of City of Stone. Okay, feel free to leave your comments and questions in the comment section. I do love to read those. Please like and share this video if you're watching on Facebook, or like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're watching on YouTube, and feel free to follow me on Wattpad, Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, and DeviantArt. I do have my name for those 5 sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note that all pictures seen within this video do belong to the respected artists. I own absolutely nothing. The links for the 5 sites I mentioned will be in the description section if that makes it any easier for you guys to locate my pages on those sites. And if you're watching on Facebook, the link for my YouTube channel will be in the description section. And if you're watching on YouTube, the link for my Facebook page will be in the description section. Okay, quick reminder on my comment rules. Okay, feel free to check out my other Gargoyle TV Talk videos. My other TV Talk videos. And my other videos. Okay, before I sign off, a few things I'd like to touch on. First off, any of YouTube subscribers, any of my videos that cannot be found on YouTube are on my Facebook page. Again, the link will be in the description section. And Facebook friends, any of my videos that are not on Facebook are on my YouTube channel. Again, the link is in the description section. Okay, finally, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will be put on hold, and DreamWorks Dragons will be coming to an end relatively soon. And that means that there will be an opening for a new TV Talk series for Friday and for Sunday. And that means you guys get to vote on what show it will be up next for each day. Your choices for Friday are Knights of the Zodiac, My Little Pony, King of the Hill, and Wolf's Reign. And for Sunday, Dot Hack Sign, Horseland, Inuyasha, and Outlaw Star. Voting is very, very simple. All you have to do is write down which one of the 4 shows listed for each day you would like me to do a review video on, and or in the comment section, and or like or love a positive comment on each of the 4 shows listed, and whichever one gets the most votes is the one I'll do a video on. You do not need to write down what day you are casting the vote for. I will know based on the title of the TV show. Please keep in mind that negative comments and dislikes do not count as votes. If My Little Pony is selected, I will be doing Generation 1 and Friendship is Magic. Voting will be until May 8th for Friday and July 1st for Sunday. I am guesstimating on those dates. I have to kind of go back to the calendar and recount just to make sure. This is due to the fact that because of how crazy my November and December were with 2 big major holidays, almost literally back to back, I kind of fell behind a little in my TV Talk videos. I do apologize for that. I'm very, very sorry. I will give you an update if I need to change the dates, and I will try to have the appropriate dates up there if I am off. You may vote as many times as you wish, but please keep in mind that in the event of a tie or no votes, I do have the final say. So far, it stands... the votes stand thusly. For Friday, we have 1 vote for My Little Pony, and for Sunday, we have 1 vote for Horseland. Now, you have about 5 months for, or actually a little less than 5 months, for, or a little over 5 months, excuse me, for Friday, and about little over 7 months for Sunday, so that should be plenty of time for you guys to get your votes in and make your voices known. As always, thank you for watching, and have a very nice day.